Number 1, the year you stop being weak. Listen carefully. 2026 is not just another year on a calendar. It is a line in the sand. On one side stands the version of you that hesitates, that overthinks, that waits for permission. On the other side stands the man who no longer asks. He decides. And the difference between those two men is discipline. Cold, relentless, unemotional discipline. You say you want power. You say you want respect. But power does not come to the loud. It comes to the controlled. A monk wakes before the sun not because he feels motivated, but because he understands mastery of the self is the first throne. And power, real power, is never loud. It is calculated, strategic, patient. Machiavellian power is not chaos. It is control disguised as calm. In 2026, you will learn to speak less and observe more. You will study people the way a hunter studies movement in tall grass. You will notice tone shifts, insecurity, ego, desire. Because whoever understands human weakness holds invisible strings, and invisible strings move the world. You must become disciplined enough to delay pleasure, to ignore validation, to sit in silence while others desperately perform. Most men lose because they need to be seen winning. You will win quietly. You will build quietly. You will suffer quietly. That is how you become untouchable. Emotions are tools, not masters. Anger is fuel. Fear is information. Attachment is vulnerability. In this year, you cut what weakens you. You detach from outcomes. You focus on leverage. Every action must have purpose. Every word must have weight. When you walk into a room, your presence should feel controlled. Not aggressive, not desperate. Controlled. Because controlled men are dangerous men. And dangerous men do not threaten. They calculate. 2026 is the year you stop reacting and start positioning. You stop explaining and start executing. You stop chasing and start attracting. Discipline like a monk. Power like a strategist. Silence like a weapon. This is not about becoming cruel. It is about becoming unshakable. If you are ready to build that version of yourself, stay with me. Like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. The transformation begins now. Number 2, discipline before desire. Understand this now. Discipline is not punishment. It is separation. Separation from the weak version of you that negotiates with comfort. The average man wakes up and asks himself what he feels like doing. You will wake up and do what must be done. That difference alone will make you rare. In 2026, you stop worshiping motivation. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is structural. A monk does not rely on excitement to train his mind. He builds systems, repetition, ritual, silence. You will do the same. You will design your mornings like a battlefield strategy. No wasted movement, no wasted attention. Because attention is currency, and whoever controls his attention controls his life. Most men are distracted. Notifications, opinions, women, validation, noise. Noise keeps them harmless. You will become allergic to noise. You will guard your focus like a king guards his borders. Machiavelli understood something brutal. Men are predictable when they are ruled by desire. Desire makes them impulsive. Impulsiveness makes them controllable. If you cannot control your own impulses, you will always be controlled by someone who can. So you will train yourself to pause. When anger rises, pause. When temptation whispers, pause. When ego demands reaction, pause. That pause is power. That silence is dominance over self. And self-dominance is the foundation of external dominance. You will delay gratification until it becomes second nature. You will choose long-term leverage over short-term pleasure. While others chase comfort, you will chase capacity. Capacity to endure, capacity to calculate, capacity to execute without emotion clouding judgment. In 2026, you stop announcing goals. You stop seeking applause. You move in silence. You let results speak. Because loud ambition attracts competition. Silent progress builds advantage. Every habit you build is a brick. Every sacrifice is mortar. And slowly, without drama, you are constructing a fortress. A disciplined mind cannot be manipulated easily. A man who controls his desires cannot be baited. This is how you become untouchable, not by flexing, not by posturing, but by mastering the one thing most men ignore: themselves. Build the structure, kill the excuses, and remember, power belongs to the man who can command himself before he commands others. Number 3, study human nature relentlessly. If you want power, you must understand people. Not what they say, not what they pretend to be, but what drives them underneath the mask. In 2026, you stop being naive about human nature. You accept a hard truth. People are ruled by fear, desire, ego, and insecurity. Always, titles change, clothes change, status changes. But human psychology does not. And the man who understands this moves differently. Machiavelli never saw the world as it should be. He saw it as it is. That is your advantage now. You will observe without judgment. When someone speaks loudly, you will look for insecurity. When someone boasts, you will detect weakness. When someone flatters, you will question motive. Most men react to words. You will analyze patterns. Patterns reveal intent. Intent reveals leverage, and leverage is power. Stop expecting loyalty without incentive. Stop expecting honesty without pressure. Stop expecting fairness without authority. This is not pessimism. This is clarity, and clarity protects you. You will learn to read microexpressions, shifts in tone, changes in posture. You will notice when someone avoids eye contact, when someone over-explains, when someone mirrors your behavior too quickly, because people leak truth through behavior long before they admit it verbally. And when you can read truth, you are rarely blindsided. But here is the deeper layer. You must study yourself with the same intensity. Your triggers, your attachments, your blind spots. If someone can predict your emotional reaction, they can control your direction. Remove predictability. Become composed under pressure. When insulted, smile. When challenged, stay still. When praised, remain neutral. Emotional neutrality unsettles weak minds. It makes you unreadable. And unreadable men are dangerous men. In 2026, you do not chase approval. You collect information. Every interaction becomes data. Every conflict becomes insight. Every betrayal becomes education. You stop taking things personally. You start taking them strategically. Remember this: sympathy clouds judgment. Attachment clouds logic. But awareness sharpens instinct. You will build a calm exterior and a calculating interior. Not cruel, not paranoid, just aware. Always aware. Because the one who sees the game clearly is rarely defeated by it. And in a world full of emotional players, the observant strategist always wins. Number 4, control the frame or be controlled. Every interaction is a silent battle for control. Not loud, not obvious, but constant. In 2026, you will understand one principle that changes everything. Whoever controls the frame controls the outcome. The frame is perception. It is the invisible boundary of what is acceptable, what is powerful, what is weak. Most men walk into conversations unconsciously stepping into someone else's frame. They defend, they explain, they justify. The moment you start defending yourself unnecessarily, you have already surrendered power. A Machiavellian mind never rushes to explain. It lets others reveal themselves first. It stays centered. When someone challenges you, do not react emotionally. Slow down. Lower your tone. Hold eye contact. Silence creates pressure, and pressure forces people to expose their insecurities. The disciplined man does not argue to win. He positions to win. There is a difference. Arguing is emotional. Positioning is strategic. If someone disrespects you subtly, you address it calmly and directly. Once. No anger, no overreaction, just clarity. That clarity alone establishes dominance. In 2026, you will stop seeking to be liked. Likability without respect is weakness. Respect without noise is authority. Learn this. People test boundaries unconsciously. They push. They probe. They observe your reaction. If you react with insecurity, they escalate. If you remain composed, they recalibrate. Your calmness becomes the frame. And when your calmness becomes the frame, others adjust to you. This is cold power psychology. You do not need volume. You need certainty, certainty in posture, certainty in voice, certainty in decision. Indecision invites takeover. Decisiveness shuts doors. Even if you adjust later, decide firmly in the moment. The world respects clarity more than hesitation. Stop over-explaining your goals. Stop asking for permission. State your position and move. If someone disagrees, let them. You are not here to convince everyone. You are here to build leverage. Remember, emotional reactions transfer control. Composed responses retain control. When chaos enters the room, be the still point. When tension rises, be measured. That stability makes you appear larger than you are, and perception shapes reality. In 2026, you are no longer the man who adapts to weak frames. You set them, you hold them, you enforce them, quietly, consistently, unapologetically. Number 5, detach to dominate. Attachment is the hidden chain around most men's necks. Attachment to validation, attachment to outcomes, attachment to people who have not earned loyalty. In 2026, you break those chains, because the moment you need something too badly, you lose power over it. The man who fears losing cannot negotiate strongly. The man who depends emotionally cannot think clearly. Detachment is not cold-heartedness. It is strategic independence. A monk detaches from desire to free his mind. A strategist detaches from outcomes to free his decisions. You will practice both. When you enter opportunities, you will prepare fully, but you will not cling. When you build relationships, you will invest wisely, but you will not beg. When you pursue success, you will execute relentlessly, but you will not panic. Panic exposes weakness, and weakness invites pressure. Understand this deeply. Whoever is less emotionally invested controls the dynamic. If someone senses you are afraid to lose them, they gain leverage. If someone senses you are afraid to fail, they control the negotiation. So you will train yourself to be comfortable walking away from deals, from disrespect, from environments that drain your focus. Walking away calmly is one of the strongest psychological signals you can send. It communicates abundance. It communicates standards. It communicates self-sufficiency. And self-sufficiency is magnetic. In 2026, you stop chasing. You start selecting. You stop pleading. You start evaluating. You no longer argue to keep people. You observe whether they deserve proximity. Detachment sharpens judgment. When emotion fades, logic speaks. You will make decisions based on long-term positioning, not temporary feelings. That shift alone will elevate you above most men, because most men sabotage themselves through emotional impulsiveness. They text too quickly. They respond too aggressively. They commit too blindly. You will pause. You will assess. You will decide from strength, not fear. Remember, power is not about controlling others directly. It is about being so internally stable that nothing external shakes your direction. When you detach, you become unpredictable. When you become unpredictable, you become difficult to manipulate. And when you cannot be manipulated, you become untouchable. This is the year you master emotional distance without losing strategic warmth. Cold mind, controlled heart, focused mission, that is dominance. Number 6, build silent leverage. Power is rarely about force. It is about leverage, invisible leverage. In 2026, you stop trying to overpower the world, you outposition it. Most men think dominance means aggression. It does not. Real dominance is having options. Options create calm. Calm creates authority, and authority commands without shouting. Leverage is built quietly. Skills that are rare, knowledge that is specific, networks that are strategic, money that is controlled, reputation that is precise. You do not need everyone to like you. You need the right people to respect you. That respect must be earned through value, not noise. A Machiavellian mind always asks one question: where is the leverage in every room, in every negotiation, in every opportunity? Who needs what? Who fears what? Who benefits from alignment? When you understand these dynamics, you stop operating emotionally and start operating structurally. You become solution-oriented, not validation-oriented. And here is the truth. The man who solves problems becomes indispensable. Indispensable men are rarely attacked. They are protected. In 2026, you will develop skills that make you difficult to replace. Physically stronger, mentally sharper, financially smarter, socially aware. Every area of competence adds weight to your presence, and weight changes how people treat you. Weak men demand respect. Valuable men command it naturally. Stop announcing your plans. Build assets silently. Improve your body without broadcasting it. Increase your income without discussing it. Expand your network without posting about it. Silent growth compounds faster because it avoids unnecessary competition. Remember this: visibility attracts rivals. Leverage attracts allies. Choose wisely. The monk builds inner mastery in silence. The strategist builds outer advantage in silence. You will combine both. Every day in 2026 becomes an investment in leverage. While others argue online, you study. While others party impulsively, you build capital. While others complain, you position. And slowly, almost invisibly, your options expand. And when your options expand, your confidence becomes unshakable. Because confidence rooted in leverage is not ego, it is evidence. This is how you become dangerous without appearing threatening. This is how you gain influence without seeking attention. Quietly, patiently, strategically. Build leverage. Let the world underestimate you. And when the moment comes, you will not need to force anything. The structure you built will speak for you. Number 7, weaponize patience. Impatience is the signature of weak men. They want results now, validation now, revenge now. And because they cannot wait, they expose themselves. In 2026, you will learn to move with deliberate patience, not laziness, not hesitation, strategic patience. There is a difference. A monk understands that mastery takes years. A strategist understands that timing decides victory. You will internalize both. When provoked, you will not rush to respond. You will observe. When opportunity appears, you will not jump blindly. You will evaluate. When insulted, you will not explode. You will remember. Patience does not mean forgetting. It means choosing the right moment. Most men lose because they reveal their intentions too early. They show ambition before building strength. They show anger before building influence. They show desire before building value. You will not. You will let others underestimate you. Underestimation is camouflage. While they relax, you prepare. While they celebrate small wins, you build foundations. While they chase speed, you build endurance. Patience multiplies power because it gives you information. The longer you watch, the more patterns you see. The more patterns you see, the better your timing becomes. Timing is everything. A premature move destroys leverage. A well-timed move creates dominance. In 2026, you will stop forcing outcomes. Forcing exposes desperation. Instead, you will create conditions. You will align pieces quietly. Skill, reputation, positioning. And when the moment is correct, you act decisively. No hesitation, no second guessing. Swift, clean, final. That contrast, long patience followed by sudden execution, makes you unpredictable. And unpredictability unsettles opponents. Understand this deeply. Emotional men react quickly. Strategic men respond precisely. Your silence will make people uncomfortable. Your lack of reaction will confuse them. They will wonder what you are thinking. Good. Let them wonder. The more they speculate, the less they see clearly. And clarity is power. Patience also strengthens discipline. It trains you to endure discomfort without collapsing, to delay pleasure without complaint, to tolerate slow progress without quitting. That endurance builds an internal edge most men never develop. In 2026, you will move like a chess player, not a gambler. Every move calculated, every pause intentional, every strike timed. Patience is not passive, it is controlled readiness, and controlled readiness is lethal. Number 8, become emotionally unreadable. The most dangerous man in any room is the one no one can read. In 2026, you will train your face, your tone, your reactions, not to become robotic, but to become controlled. Most people leak their emotions instantly. Excitement flashes in their eyes. Fear tightens their jaw. Jealousy shifts their posture. That leakage gives others information. Information creates vulnerability. You will reduce that leakage. When you are winning, remain composed. When you are pressured, remain composed. When you are praised, remain composed. Emotional consistency builds psychological dominance. People relax around predictably emotional men. They feel safe manipulating them. But unreadable men create uncertainty, and uncertainty creates respect. Machiavellian strategy understands perception is reality. If no one can clearly predict your next move, they hesitate. That hesitation gives you advantage. In 2026, you will practice measured speech, fewer words, slower delivery, direct eye contact, calm breathing. These small adjustments amplify presence. You do not rush to fill silence. Silence forces others to reveal more. Silence makes people uncomfortable, and uncomfortable people talk. The more they talk, the more information you collect. Emotional discipline also protects your mission. If someone insults you publicly, you will not react impulsively. You will assess whether response benefits you. If not, you let it die. Not every battle deserves your energy. Strategic men conserve energy for decisive moments. You will learn to separate ego from strategy. Ego demands reaction. Strategy demands outcome. Choose outcome. Always. When others attempt to provoke you, they are testing emotional control. If they succeed, they gain psychological ground. If they fail, they recalibrate their perception of you. Calmness under attack creates intimidation without aggression. Remember this. Unpredictability does not mean chaos. It means controlled ambiguity. People should sense depth in you. They should sense calculation, not because you posture, but because you do not overshare. You do not expose weakness casually. You do not seek sympathy. In 2026, you become internally intense but externally steady, a controlled exterior with a disciplined, strategic mind underneath. That balance makes you difficult to manipulate, difficult to pressure, difficult to defeat. And when people cannot read you, they cannot easily control you. That is power. Number 9, ruthless standards, calculated mercy. In 2026, you stop negotiating with your own standards. Weak men lower standards to avoid loneliness, discomfort, or conflict. You will not. Standards are boundaries. Boundaries protect focus. Focus protects power. If someone repeatedly disrespects you, they lose access. If an environment weakens your discipline, you leave it. If a habit dulls your edge, you eliminate it. No drama, no announcement, just removal. Ruthlessness is not cruelty. It is clarity in action. You cannot build an untouchable life while tolerating repeated weakness around you. Every compromise chips away at authority. And authority once diluted is difficult to restore. But understand this, calculated mercy is also power. You do not punish emotionally. You respond proportionally. If correction is needed, it is precise. If forgiveness benefits your long-term position, you extend it strategically. Emotional men overreact. Strategic men calibrate. That calibration creates respect. In leadership, in business, in relationships, people test limits. If your limits move under pressure, you lose structural dominance. If your limits hold calmly, you gain it. You will learn to say no without explanation. You will learn to end conversations without guilt. You will learn to cut access without apology. Guilt is often a tool used by others to regain leverage over you. Recognize it, reject it. In 2026, you operate from principle, not pressure, but do not confuse coldness with recklessness. Burning every bridge is foolish. Preserving useful alliances is intelligent. Machiavellian philosophy teaches one thing clearly. It is better to be respected than merely liked, but unnecessary enemies drain resources. So you move carefully. You choose conflicts that strengthen your position. You ignore conflicts that waste your energy. You reward loyalty. You withdraw from betrayal. You document patterns. You remember behavior. And when someone crosses a line twice, you adjust permanently. This consistency builds a reputation. And reputation is invisible armor. People will think twice before testing you because they understand consequences are certain, calm, immediate, final. This is the year you stop explaining your boundaries and start enforcing them quietly, cleanly, without emotional turbulence. Standards define your level. Guard them, protect them, live by them. Because a man without standards is easily shaped by others. And you are no longer here to be shaped. You are here to shape outcomes. Number 10, the untouchable identity. Now understand this. 2026 is not about temporary motivation. It is about identity. If you still see yourself as the man who struggles with discipline, you will return to old patterns. If you still see yourself as emotional, reactive, distracted, you will act accordingly. Identity dictates behavior. So this year, you do not try to act disciplined. You become the disciplined man. You do not try to appear powerful. You become structurally powerful. A monk does not debate whether to wake early. That is who he is. A strategist does not debate whether to calculate. That is how he thinks. In 2026, you adopt a new internal standard. You are calm under pressure. You are slow to anger. You are deliberate with speech. You are precise with action. You do not chase validation. You generate value. You do not fear loss. You create options. This identity shift changes everything. Because when temptation appears, you will ask, does this align with who I am becoming? If not, it is discarded instantly. No internal argument, no negotiation. Weak identities negotiate. Strong identities execute. You will carry yourself differently. Shoulders steady, eye contact firm, movements controlled. Your presence will feel grounded. Not because you are pretending, but because you built the foundation section by section. Discipline, awareness, frame control, detachment, leverage, patience, emotional control, standards, all combined into one structure. Untouchable does not mean invincible. It means internally unshaken. It means pressure does not distort your direction. It means insults do not derail your mission. It means praise does not inflate your ego. You move with quiet certainty, and certainty radiates authority. In 2026, people will sense the shift before you speak. They will test you less, challenge you less, underestimate you less, because your consistency will communicate seriousness, and seriousness attracts opportunity. This is your year, not because the calendar changed, but because you did. The disciplined mind of a monk, the strategic awareness of Machiavelli, combined into one controlled, calculated force. Now the choice is yours. Step fully into it. If this sharpened your mindset, like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and begin 2026 as the man no one can control.